Hi and welcome back to the show. I'm with Franco from Fresh Aire Carpet Cleaning, and it's been really interesting because we started off the show talking about when someone pulls tufts, or the little doggy or the cat has pulled tufts on carpet, and it was, little tufts, and you said you can trim them, but the fact you can stitch them back in place, if if a run has occurred.
Yep.
If a run has occurred, someone's listening now and they're saying, oh, actually I've got a couple of these tufts and I really don't want to do it myself because I don't trust myself, or I've got one of these runs. What's the best way of actually containing that, or is it just trying to walk in it, get you in?
Okay, well, if you do have it, as I said, trimming it back is the best thing. So you can trim it back to the level of the carpet itself.
Yeah.
Then there's going to be less chance of it being caught by anything and then pulled out and made into a more major issue.
Right.
Okay, so if you can just leave it at that, then I can come in and find a piece of yarn from somewhere else in the carpet, which I can then stitch into it.
Yeah.
Okay, but as long as it's not sitting proud of the carpet, it's not going to get caught, and you can contain it in that way.
Right. And if someone's got one of those runs, might have used the drill, putting a doorstop on like a friend of mine did. And
Was it a friend of yours, was it?
I listened to him. Yes. It was an uncle, actually, I think.
And he was said, oh, yes, okay.
And you've got that, what's the best thing to do there? Trim off the thread that has suddenly been ripped out of the
Well, you're going to have to trim off anyway because it's going to be wrapped around the drill.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, if you can just basically take that out, get rid of it. As I said, I'll find another piece from somewhere else, and then we can just blend that in so that we don't.
Does it take you long to stitch it? I suppose that's a question of how long a run is.
Yeah, how long's a piece of yarn?
Yeah.
Look, sometimes I'll have one which I had one that was just a couple of tufts, and I was done within 10 minutes.
Right.
I had another one a couple of weeks ago where there was two parts where a join had been put in the carpet, but it wasn't seam sealed. Okay,
Right.
And so of course that scenario I told you about before, where I had to do a cross stitch, and that took me an hour and a half to do two little bits about that long.
Wow.
Yeah.
What's the worst one you've seen? Have you come across a real cracker you've just gone, oh, jeez?
Oh, look, so there are occasions, like for instance with a wool carpet, if you've had like a carpet beetle attack.
Oh,
And
yes.
so, yeah, that can get quite extensive, and it can get to the point in those sort of situations where, it's just actually cheaper to replace that. So if it's going to take too long, and I can see that's going to take too long, well, I'll say so.
Because you talked about carpet beetles on one of the other shows, didn't you?
Correct, yeah.
And they're nasty little critters because they eat the back of it out.
Yes, yeah, and they can do it without you even knowing they were there. Yeah, you just think, oh, why is my carpet going bald?
And you were saying that's really a pest control.
That's a pest control issue. That's right. Yeah.
To get them in. And what about these? So someone's been to the shop, they bought these spot cleaning products, and they've used one or two or several as one of your clients.
8.
8. Yes. I don't know what's wrong with it, Franco.
Well, she was really good because of the fact that she realised that she'd made a major misjudgment of what her capabilities were, shall we say.
Yeah.
And so she was clever enough to actually keep everything she'd used, and when I came into the house, by the front door there was these 8 packs of things just sitting there, and she said, this is what I've used. It's like, okay, so now I know what's happened to the carpet, and I know what I need to do to be able to try to counteract what she's done. So with that one there, I got about a 95% result.
Okay.
Unfortunately, it was a wool carpet, and some of the stuff she had used had given it a slight chemical burn, which gives it a yellowish cast, and that I can't get rid of 100%. But I certainly got it back down from like screaming in your face to just like, there's a mark there when you look close. So that was a win as far as she was concerned.
Because I know you went and did a job for one of my friends who's a property manager, and other carpet cleaners had been in and could not get rid of the things that had gone in and cleaned. And you said you just went in and went, okay, it's this, and this, and you fixed it.
Yeah.
What's the difference? How come?
Well, look, there are certain stains that they won't clean out. They become what's called a clean stain. You can clean it till the cows come home, and what you've had is a chemical change of some description on the actual fibre.
Right.
So cleaning it with just a bit of water, it doesn't change that chemical reaction that's occurred. So what I have to do is come in and reverse that chemical reaction. Either that, or if it's a coloration issue, I can discolour the carpet and then recolour it. Okay, which in that instance that you were talking about, there was a bit of both. There's some dye colour stains in there. There were a couple of bleach marks from improper use of chemicals in there. So there was a whole mixed bag of stuff in there. And I just took one look at it and said, okay, this is that, that's that, this is that, and this is what I can do.
Yes.
And she was a little bit disbelieving at the time, because she'd already had, I think, 2 or 3 people in by that stage.
Well, she said to me she's had 2 or 3 different carpet cleaners.
And then, so I tackled it. She went off to do whatever she had to do at the time. She couldn't hang around, and then I got a message the next day going, wow, what happened? That doesn't even look like the same carpet anymore. So it was a great win for me in that one.
Well, she texted me as well.
Yeah.
And she says, he's a miracle worker. How did he do this? She says, no one else is able to fix it. So I presume that in Perth here, where we are, that's a specific skill set that you've actually got, that maybe a general carpet cleaner who may be good at just cleaning your carpets generally, but when something like that comes up, may not have that type of training.
That's right, yeah. And as you say, there's very few people around that can cover the full scope of those sorts of bits and pieces. And I've positioned myself particularly because of the fact that there is very few people around that can do it. So, you know, we've got all these situations where in a lot of cases people have gone and spent the money to replace the carpet, which I could have quite readily and economically restored back to where it should be in a usable state. So it's a great money saver. It's a great stress saver, both from, especially in a rental situation, for the tenant, for the property owner, and for the property manager. Because you've got three parties there that sometimes are coming to blows.
But that gives them a bit of a win on all things. I'm smiling there because you're like the courses you've done, and you were telling, we're in a bit of chat, and your daughter had forgotten how many courses you've done. I think she went through your list of all your qualifications.
Yeah,
oh my God.
She got onto my website and went looking and went, oh my God, I didn't realise you'd done so many. It's like, there's been 1 or 2 over the years. I mean, it's 30 years, April the 30th is 30 years that I've been in the industry now.
Wow.
So
happy birthday or happy anniversary.
Well, that's next year. Still got a little way to go yet.
Still a little bit.
But so 30 years in the industry. I've learnt 1 or 2 things off my own accord as well, obviously over the time, and having done training, then develop my own skills further, because I like doing those sorts of little fiddly things that people are too scared to do, and a lot of people will just simply walk away from, and that's where I'll step in and say, okay, let me have a shot and see what I can do. Someone's sitting there, they want their carpets done, they've got a problem they need fixed, they might have put something on it that they shouldn't have, all these Tufts. What's the best way of contacting you, Franco? Okay, well, you can get onto the website itself, which is facc.com.au. You'll find an inquiry form on there. There's a Facebook page as well for Fresh Aire Carpet Cleaning. There's an actual get quote on there as well if you want to, or just send me a message through that. Or give us a call on 0418 914 097, or if you really don't like the mobile, there's also the landline, which is 9493 3880. Any one of those methods will be able to get you through to the office, and we'll be able to take you'll take down what your needs are and advise you what we can or cannot do. Fantastic. Once again, thank you very much. And don't forget, when you're on the website, you can download the spot cleaning guide. Absolutely. Go down to the bottom of the page and you'll see the spot cleaning guide down there. Click on that and you can actually download it. I've made it into a PDF file that you can print out and keep for yourself. Wonderful. Until next time, Franco, thanks very much. Thank you.